Hi everyone, it's Nisha. So today I am going to try some new makeup. I have new foundation, I have new mascara, new blush, a new eye palette. So we're going to try that together. So first of all, the foundation. I got the Kevyn the Etherealist Skin Illuminating Foundation. It is a lightweight and luminous foundation with a semi-satin airbrushed finish and medium coverage. I got mine in color medium EF06. It was very hard to choose online, and I think this foundation is a bit light for me, but I don't have much fake tan right now, so it should be okay, and I can always make it darker with my mineral powder. So this is how the bottle looks. It has a really nice pump. I've tried this foundation once, so I wouldn't say it's a medium foundation. I think you can build it up to medium. To me it is more on a light coverage. Therefore I will apply it first with the brush. That's what I do with the not very high coverage foundations, because if you do it with a sponge, the sponge always soaks up a bit of foundation and then you are left with nothing. What I usually do with that type of foundations, I apply them with the brush and then I build it up with a sponge. So I will do that. Oh, let me clip my hair. Okay, let's do, this is one pump I just taken and it's too much. I was gonna do just one side of my face, but I squeezed a lot. Okay. Can you see? You can still see my red cheeks, so it is definitely not a medium coverage. To me, this is like a good light coverage. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like this color because it is too light. I don't know what it is, but I really don't like myself so pale. You know, I never used to fake tan in the winter, but now I do. Just like my face, up to here, my hands, just basically the bits that you see. Not as much as I do in the summer, but I like to have a bit of color. So if I really like this foundation, which the ones I've tried it, I might get a darker color. If not, I will just mix it with another foundation in darker color. Okay, so this is the finish. Okay, I'm going to apply another layer and I will do this with a sponge. I took another pump, so that's 2 pumps all together. Have you noticed that, do you remember last year we had like invasion of foundations? There seemed to be a new foundation coming up every week almost. This year, not so much. And as I am someone that really loves foundations, I started looking around and I saw this one. It is not new on the market by any means, but I've never seen it or heard of it. So I thought, let me try it. Obviously it is not very cheap as it is Kevyn. Okay, so I would say that now this is a medium coverage. And as you can see, it has some luminosity. It's not too luminous. It might look a bit more shiny because of all the light, but it looks very, very natural, even with 2 layers. very natural. Okay, I don't have any new concealer, so I will use what I've been using lately. As you know, if you've got a bit of bags under your eyes, if you use very light concealer, that will only enhance your eye bags. So I like to use concealer that is a bit darker, almost the same shade as my foundation, or tiny bit lighter. I have this Urban Decay Naked Concealer in 30 NY, which is very light, which probably would go with this foundation, but it's far too light. Look at it, it's almost white. So what I do, I've got the Milani Concealer and Perfect Concealer in 130, and I just dab a bit of it on the top because it's a bit darker, so sort of mix them. So I will use that. Someone asked me about what eyeshadow primer I use. You know, I hardly ever use eyeshadow eye primer. I bought the P. Louise and it is okay, but I don't know, I don't see much difference in eyeshadow primers, although I still try them because why not. As you can see, I always put whatever I've got left on my sponge of foundation on my eyes, and also when I do my concealer, I go over my eyelid and then I will powder that, and that seemed to work for me. I will use my Fenty Beauty powder to set, and mine is in butter, that's not new. I have 2 or 3 powders that I like, and I'm not that into powders, so I don't really buy anymore, and I like them all. The Fenty, the Jeffree Star, I like those powders. So okay, so this is what it looks like. So I hope you can see it. Sorry, it's really hard because the lens that I've got on doesn't zoom in. Okay, I'm going to set it with this combination. You know, this is sort of my substitute for Laura Mercier. I quite enjoy it. I don't know which one I like better because the only reason I'm mixing them is the colors. This one is too light, this one is too dark, but the combination is really nice. So okay, I also have Nars Laguna bronzer. I know this is like an old classic, but I've never ever had it. And I love it that now we can get miniatures of a lot of things. And I have plenty of bronzers that I like, but I thought, you know what, this is a crime that I've never tried Laguna bronzer. So I got it and I really, really like it. It is a perfect tone. It's not too cool, it's not too warm, it's matte. So I'm not surprised that this is such a popular bronzer. Yeah, I really like it. So if you're in need of bronzer, this is really good. And you know, if you are pale or tanned, you can build it up. I think it's good for most people. Right, now the blush. So you know, I recently fell in love with Natasha Denona eyeshadows, and a couple of you said to me, you really need to try her bronzers, her blushes. And I'm not a blush fanatic. I have plenty of blushes, but I seem to be using just like a couple. But I thought, yeah, let me try it. And again, they had a mini, so it was a bit less expensive. In fact, I prefer this size because whoever uses up a blush, it is a peachy one. I don't think it's going to go with the eye look I'm going to do, but I am going to try it. It is shimmery one. It's beautiful. And as you know, lately I don't really use highlighters. I use blushes with a bit of shimmer in it. I sometimes feel that, you know, the highlighters are too harsh, like really, if it's a highlighter that is really nice and, you know, subtle, then that's fine, but most highlighters are like people can see you from the moon. So I'm going to go lightly, as we know that the pigmentation is probably quite out there. So I dabbed it really, really lightly and dabbed it off on my hand, and yes, pigmented. Look at that sheen, therefore you don't really need highlighter. It's very, very smooth. Worth to remember though, that if you, it is quite pigmented, that if you have very textured skin, big open pores, you probably want to go for a matte one, because that will only emphasize it. I'm going to go a bit over it with my powder. I think this will be beautiful for the summer when I've got tan and darker skin. It's not going to look so, you know, in your face. So yeah, I really like it. The color is beautiful. Beautiful. Can you see that sheen? Okay, now I think I've told you on in my Monday video about the holiday, it's supposed to be limited edition Charlotte Tilbury Fire Rose. Gorgeous. And this color is beautiful. I know it might look like maybe some colors in her big palette, but I try to compare them, and although there is one that is similar, it's more red than this one. This is beautiful maroon color. Also, this eyeshadow is a new formula, is absolutely gorgeous. It's one of those that looks very, very wet. I love this formula, love this palette, full stop. So I will do a look with that. I suppose I should swatch it for you. So let's go with this one. This one is so smooth as well. This is slightly peachy color. Now this is the new formula one. There it is. Oh my gosh, look at that. Then this one is more of a satin. And then this is matte one. And the pigmentation on that one is out of this world and is so smooth, so beautiful. You know, I'm a sucker for a sparkle, foil, anything that shines like a magpie. Now there is not really a good transition crease color. This one you could use, but it's satin. I prefer matte in my crease. You can do it with this one, but sort of start lower and blend it all out. I will try with this one first. I go with MAC 217. Wow. Honestly, the pigmentation is crazy. So I hardly touch this eyeshadow, honestly. So I have to really blend it out upwards. Actually, it's not bad in a crease. It is satin, so it's not too shimmery. Let me take a clean brush. This is a Rifa 16 and just buff it out. So it's really light up there. Honestly, I hardly touch this eyeshadow. I think if you have the big palette that has sort of similar quad in it, you probably don't need it unless you are lover and collector of Charlotte Tilbury's like I am. Now on a Rifa 13, I'm going to go to this maroon color and I'm going to start working with it, get a bit of fallout on my outer 7 and working it up just under that brown shadow. Beautiful color. You know, these very dark saturated colors can be quite hard to blend and can become patchy, especially on crinkly, wrinkly eyes. But this one seems really good. I'm going to be going back all the time to the Rifa 16 to constantly blend the edges. Okay, now all over my lid I will use this one, and this is not the new formula, this is the really smooth, oh, beautiful. I'm going to use Rifa 02. Beautiful. You don't need to use a finger with that one. But I'm sure if you did, it would be even more intense. And then I'm going to go to that new one. I do it with a brush first. Yeah, this one just gives you that pop. I try it with the finger. Oh yes, with the finger you'll definitely get the wow. Bit of fallout from it, but that's quite normal with these eyeshadows. I'm very sparkly under my eyes now. To avoid that, you can always use it with the wet brush. Now with the Rifa 03, I'm going to go to this dark burgundy maroon color and go quite close to my lash line. And I don't think I normally blend it out with something lighter, but this, you saw how pigmented it is. I think if I put it under there, it'd be too dark. I might just intensify that and then with clean brush blend it down a bit. And this is Sonia G Pencil Pro. I definitely have sparkles under my eyes now, so you could do it before you do your foundation. There. And now I will put one of those sparkly ones right in my corner with another Rifa 03. I think I might wet that brush. So that's my eyes done. I also bought from Charlotte this double sided eye pencil in Mesmerizing Maroon. So this one is matte, the darker one. Oh, it's so beautiful. This is like a true maroon. And then on this side, this color is metallic. Beautiful. So I think I'm going to use that matte one just on the outer portion of my eye. It just goes lovely with this look, and this one goes lovely with all her peachy or rose goldy colors. So I really like this idea of double pencil, because again, with colored pencils, I don't think you use them up as quickly as you would black ones. So I quite like the idea of colored pencils being double-sided and you get two different colors. I'm also going to put it a bit in my lower lash line, sort of in my waterline, but scrubbing it more into my eyelashes. They have very good staying power. Look, this is my wet wipe. I've only just put it on. Look, I can't get it off with my wet wipe. Wow, didn't even realize that. Honestly, I'm rubbing as hard as I can. Now it started coming off a bit. That's another bonus. Okay, mascara. I don't know if this is very new. This is the Hourglass Caution Mascara, Extreme Lash Mascara. I love the shape of it. And again, it's a mini. Love that fact as well, that I don't have to spend the full price to try a mascara. So let's try it. It has a nice, slim, quite long, tightly packed bristles, which I can tell be amazing to separate your lashes. It's not very wet. It's more on a thicker side. Very buildable. I don't think it's very black though. Of course it's black, but you know some mascaras are so black. This one isn't. If you can hear swishing noises, that's like hurricane outside. And I have my door slightly open because it's quite mild today. And I'm a bit hot in this fluffy jumper. That's the jumper that I got from ASOS. Remember, I did a haul. Right, so because of the way the brush is designed, very tightly packed, short bristles, it separates your lashes beautifully, so it won't like clump them, and it's very buildable, so you can build up the volume. I just feel like it's not black enough, but you know, some people like that. Some people don't want very black mascara. It is black, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean. Some are like really intense, but it's not dramatic, if you know what I mean. So, but it's a good mascara. The foundation is looking very nice. Okay, I don't have anything new for lips, so I'm just gonna wing it. I always have in my box here that I bring this cosmetic case. I think that was actually from Jacqueline Hill with Morphe brush set. I don't know, it's very pretty. And I have like odd lipsticks and lip liners in here, so I just pick something out of here. Right, NYX Los Angeles. I love this lip liner. I'm going to use Chanel Rouge Coco in Cecil lipstick. This is such a lovely lipstick, and I don't often use it. It's quite natural color. There. And of course I'm going to top it off with the Too Faced Raising the Roof. And that is the finished look. Okay, do you think I should come back and tell you about how this foundation was? I might do that. I'm not going to be coming back throughout the day. I just come, I don't know, after 5-6 hours. To me, this is enough. I don't need my foundation to last 12-24 hours. I don't go out anywhere for that amount of time. So yeah, I come back later and maybe just tell you how this all was. I mean, I've got no doubt about the eyeshadows that they're gonna stay on. But yeah, we will see how the foundation wears. It looks very, very pretty, very natural. Even with the mineral powder that I put on the top of it, you can still see a bit of luminosity in it. It's not greasy looking, it's not too luminous, just natural. I mean, this is obviously the blush, which is beautiful. Okay, so I will do that. I will come back just to see how this foundation was, you know. Okay, my lovely, so it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon and I finished my makeup at 11, so it's been 6 hours. So let me have a look. Okay, so what I can see straight away, my forehead and my chin is quite shiny. I would say that it's come off tiny bit of my chin, so I would probably powder that if I was going somewhere. Everywhere else it looks fine. I have normal skin normally, but in the winter I always get oily T-zone because the central heating, your skin dries out, therefore my skin seems to overproduce oil in that area. So for me this is quite normal to get a bit oily on my chin and on my forehead, but other than that it looks just lovely. Didn't lose it on my nose. Sorry if it's a bit different angle, but I got today a new tripod, like a desktop tripod, but it's a bit higher than my other one. I will see if I like it when I go to edit this video. Okay, so really like the foundation. I think if you've got dry skin, you would love it. It's definitely perfect for dry skin. It's so natural looking and stays luminous. You know, if you have oily T-zone, then you probably will get shiny, but I'm not sure if you have oily skin if that foundation would work for you. I suppose nobody with oily skin really uses luminous foundations. You get your own natural luminosity. Mascara, lovely mascara, but is it one that I would say, oh my god, I have to have it and buy full size? No, but it's a very good mascara. Eyeshadows, already you know that I love them. Now I wanted to talk about this blush. I didn't tell you what it was called. It is the Mini Bloom. Right, so like I said before, I'm not obsessed with blushes. This is quite expensive because it's Natasha Denona. I went and got out my NYX Sweet Cheeks Glow blush in Daydream. I love this blush. Look how similar they are. The Natasha Denona might be tiny bit darker, but it's exactly the same tone. Let me swatch them actually. I do 2 passes. So that's Natasha Denona, and that's the NYX. I mean, it depends which light you look in, but they are so similar. And you know, this is fraction of the price. So if you've always wanted the Natasha Denona Bloom, this is great dupe. I wear this blush all the time. As you can see, I've hit the pan. Okay, so my final thoughts. Lovely foundation. I would say for combination more towards dry skin. Very lovely, natural. It's not very luminous. Natural finish. Lasts pretty well, apart from the oily bit, obviously. But even though I'm so oily on my forehead, I haven't lost any on my forehead. I have lost a bit on my chin, but I suppose you touch the chin much more often. Yeah, so it's a lovely foundation. I will keep on wearing it every day and see how I get on. And I might even get the darker color. Okay, my lovelies, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure it was too long. All that there is left is for me to wish you very Merry Christmas. I'm sure I will see you between Christmas and New Year, but have a wonderful, peaceful, happy Christmas. I hope you get to see most of your family because it's different this year. Thank you so much for watching and stay fabulous. Bye.
Something's tugging at my sleeve. I do believe it's Christmas. It's cold outside, but I'm warm within. 'Cause Christmas